Aaron, what about you? What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine dating somebody who disagrees with me politically. I already do. My boyfriend's like a liberal, which is filthy liberal, even though I'm, further left than him. But I love him in spite of that. So.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So what if you were to put a word to how you would describe yourself politically? Are you a leftist?
Yeah, I'd say I'm on the left,
and your
anti-capitalist.
boyfriend's liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you?
It kind of depends how. I honestly, on both sides, it depends how like hardcore they are, because a lot of like hardcore like stuff like that I don't even agree with, like on both sides. So it would kind of depend on like what they believe in or like how hardcore they are with it. But I think I could. I'm always down to have like discussions and conversations, so I think I could. As for my like political, I don't really care.
You don't care?
I would say I'm like in the middle, honestly.
Who did you vote for in the last election?
Or did you vote? Most people don't vote.
I regret my vote now, but we could Biden, unfortunately.
Kanye? You voted for Kanye?
That would have been a better choice, honestly. No, I voted for Biden, unfortunately.
And you regret that?
I do.
Why do you regret that?
Do you see the state of the world? I mean, like.
You're smart.
That's why I'm just in the middle.
Do you want to share?
I agree with stuff on both sides.
Good for you.
Pixie, what about you?
I'm a progressive. My last date actually lasted 20 minutes because of this.
Oh wait, we have the tweets. Nick, pull up her tweets really quick. I saw your tweets.
Shit, the receipts.
About that, we have the receipts. Nick, go ahead.
How much money is in your guys' bank account?
What was that?
We had like a YouTube video randomly start playing. Nick, you got it. Make it scroll bigger, Nick. Make it bigger. Okay, I'm convinced I have to move from Miami just so I can actually find someone to date next.
From Miami, yeah.
Today, my date lasted a total of 20 minutes because he found I was progressive and that he was conservative next. At least it was a mutual decision on both parties to rather figure out long-term incompatibility quickly than waste each other's time. So on that date of yours where you were out on a date with a conservative man, who, like, was it kind of, you said it was a mutual thing, but was it more so you who had an issue with it? Was it him? Or it was mutual?
It was pretty darn mutual. Like,
okay.
What happened was we were in the car, we were going to go to a bar, and he asked me what I did for work. So then I started talking about it, and he was like, would it bother you if I'm a hardcore conservative? And then I was like, well, what do you mean by that? Because some people are like, I'm a hardcore conservative, and what they mean is like smaller government and less taxes, which is, something I can like deal with. And then some people are like, oh, like Nick Fuentes style, like like. So I asked him. And he actually said he was a huge fan of yours, which is like fine.
Well, that's a deal killer.
Of Charlie or whatever?
Of Charlie.
Oh, okay.
But no.
If it was you, it'd be fine.
No. But and he was saying like, oh, I just like, I'm really.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah.
I like this.
Huge fan. Okay.
But he was like, I'm just like really hardcore conservative, and I was like, well, honestly, at this point, I feel like I would make you more upset than you make me upset. And
you
then
think so?
Yeah.
It seems to me that typically it's liberals who are not prepared to be friends with conservatives versus the reverse. I actually think they've done studies on this. It's conservatives typically, from what I've seen, tend to, while they disagree ideologically, liberals just will outright hate somebody who's conservative and think they're like evil.
I think
no, I don't like that. I want to get to be friends with them so I can convert them into my leftist ideology. So how else am I supposed to convert them?
Yeah, I come from a conservative family. I have a lot of close friends that are conservative. So to me, that's like, I'm not new to disagreeing with people. Like, that's just part of life for me. But yeah, it's just like, I'm okay dating somebody who believes in like some different things than me. It just depends on what extent. Like, for example, if I want to have children in the future, and if my child, let's say, comes out as gay, and my partner's like, we have to send them to conversion therapy. To me, that's like a hard line. To me, that's like, no, like I couldn't put my child through that.
We can maybe come back to that specific thing. But just curious, how did you meet him?
Oh, Hinge.
You met him on Hinge? Doesn't it allow you to disclose your political leanings on?
Yeah, I disclosed mine. He didn't disclose his.
Okay.
So why did he go on the date?
Yeah, if he had such a big issue with it. Well, okay. We'll continue going around. And then, did you have anything in response to her, Charlie? Or
No, I actually think you guys made the right choice, believe it or not. I think
Okay.
you have to have value alignment. I think you have to have worldview harmony. That you shouldn't date or marry people. I mean, you have kids, or are you going to have kids, or are you going to raise them religious or not? I mean, just the amount of daily questions that come up in a marriage is, I mean, it's 500 a day. And if you see the world differently, then that's a recipe for disaster. So I actually think you guys made the right. I think you should end up, if you end up marrying somebody who sees the world the way you do.
Yeah.
It would make you a happier marriage and
What if it was
children.
just one issue? Like, if I'm assuming that you're anti-choice, right? Or pro-life?
Oh, yeah, pro-life. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
if your wife is not pro-life, but everything else you guys agree, would that be a deal breaker for you?
That one would be a deal breaker, yeah, because that's not like taxes, right? That's
Yeah.
that's not like, hey, I believe in a 35% tax rate and I believe in a 20% tax rate.
It's like philosophical bearings.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's correct.
Brian, I actually have a tweet up that might relate to this conversation.
what do you mean?
Do you want to see the tweet?
Is it-
End wokeness. It's about how women are becoming dramatically more left wing.
Dramatic.
Sure, we can take a quick look at it.
There's a
Oh,
graph
this
as
one.
well.
I think I saw this. Young women are becoming dramatically left-wing. Young men are becoming more right-wing. This is happening on every continent. So there's South Korea, U.S., Germany, U.K. Scroll down just a tad so we can see the UK here. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm curious why, and I'd love to, I mean this like non-sarcastically, I'd love to learn why do you think that trend is?
I think it's because one side. Wait. Okay. So left is.
Mm.
I'm not like a
that's
huge
okay.
politics
That's all right.
person.
So young women are getting more in like the Joe Biden direction
Okay.
of the Democrat Party,
Okay,
or
that's what I figured.
progressive.
Okay.
And young men are coming more, you could say, in
Like
the Trump,
Okay.
conservative direction.
I think it's more of that reason because obviously the Biden side or whatever you want to say, that side has more of like women's like rights and stuff. So obviously like, well, not right now, but like just in general, like that, the ideas of like that side have more like pro women things and the other side really doesn't. So I think that's why.
I'm going to ask my young progressive organizer. Why do you think? Because it's something that
I personally don't think it's very valuable to ask people to label themselves politically, mostly because if somebody does that, what I want them to do is like write it down on a piece of paper and then crumple it up and throw it away, and usually just go issue by issue, because I found that when you ask people what they mean by conservative or whatever, like Pixie was saying earlier, sometimes they'll say, oh, like low taxes, small government or whatever, but these are very nebulous terms. But when you actually get into it, maybe they describe themselves as conservative but more the libertarian type, so they might be pro-choice still. They might actually be interested in like a less interventionist like foreign policy. And then at that point, those are some like liberal tenets to me. So I don't think it's very useful to even try to like have people do that. Or you might even find some liberals that are like anti-union, for example. Yeah.
Nick, what?
We had like an audio issue for a moment, but it seems okay for now.
Oh, okay.
Audio issue?
Yeah, there was some echo.
AB Check, thank you for the gifted 50 memberships. Hold that thought, everybody. Chat, one in the chat if the audio is okay. One in the chat if the audio is okay. We had an echo.
Yep, it's cleared up.
It's okay now.
Are we able to keep talking or?
Yeah, no, they can hear us, but apparently there's some reports that we're reverb issue. It's happened once at the beginning of the show and once just now. No complaints. Is the chat? Is it fine?
Yep, we're good now.
Okay, we're good. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, personally, I think there has been like a big push to like radicalize young men online. You see this with the Tates. You see this in some other forms of media. So I think young men in particular have been very, what is it called? Specialized. You got like these giant propaganda centers and networks focusing on trying to radicalize them in a way that they haven't necessarily put the equal focus on women. So I do think that there's been a lot of like online radicalization going on. I also think, like personally, I'm a feminist, but I think feminism has kind of left men behind and kind of has not given them the answers that a lot of them are necessarily seeking. So then they turn into like these like more what I would call toxic figures instead for guidance. So that's my answer when it comes to like this increased like radicalization.
What could conservatives do better to reach young women?
What could
I mean,
conservatives?
it's not a trap question. I'm honestly curious. Yeah.
I kind of don't want to give you that. Well, I'll give you the answer.
Oh, it's a secret recipe.
No,
It's
I'll
okay.
give it. I'm gonna.
You're going to give it in front of 5 million people. Too, so.
No, but I think a lot of conservatives really villainize young women and like the choices that they take. You see this not in this particular podcast necessarily, but there's some that are more extreme than this that really focus on like shaming women or putting some like basically cultural hypocrisy, like saying it's okay for men to be promiscuous but women aren't.
Grid One
hold on just a
Motorsports
sec.
donated $200.
Hey, thank you, Grid
I would
One.
not say young men have been radicalized. I would say that young men are being reminded they are men and not women, and that real men value women because we are not equal.
Yo, thank you, Grid One. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Pixie. And I if you can, make your point quickly, because I do want to bring in everybody else so they can answer the original question. Go ahead.
Yeah, but long story short, I think trying to not be hypocritical about how we treat men and women and not necessarily like shaming women for their past or how they currently are is probably a better way to reach to them, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so honestly, I'm not too educated on politics that I can say I'm one thing.
Sure.
But I do think that my views do lean more progressive. But again, I'm not too educated on the topic. But I think I could date someone. I have dated someone who was conservative. But for me, it's more there's make or breaks, like you were saying about, if your wife was, pro-choice and you are not, that would be something that I could be like, oh, that's where I draw the line. Just certain things that, morally, I could not be with someone who had those views.
What about you?
I'm not really big into politics either. I don't really understand it. All I know is that I'm pro-choice. I like equality. But yeah, I don't know. I do agree though that your partner, you need to have the similar mindset. So it might be a bit difficult if I was to be with somebody that had a very strong political opinion. Usually I just go for people that are quite open-minded and chill. But I think I could be open still because I like to learn new things when I'm with partners. So it could open my mind even a bit more, and I could probably learn about politics then.
Molly, what about you?
Well, I agree with what you said. My ex-boyfriend was very prominent in politics, and he's very conservative, and I'm not at all. So that was definitely like an interesting dynamic.